According to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, 24% of adults in Massachusetts report to have a select functional disability. But what does that even mean? The National Institute of Health defines a functional disability as an acquired difficulty in performing basic everyday tasks or more complex tasks needed for independent living. Individuals with functional disabilities often experience a lack of services, systems, and policies that affect every aspect of their lives. On top of all of this, data shows that people with disabilities experience loneliness to a greater extent than people without disabilities. However, there's a program aimed at changing that. The Friend-to-Friend program not only helps adults with disabilities find a true friendship, but also helps the volunteers as well.
The adult participants, being the adults with disabilities, they feel better about themselves. The volunteers feel wonderful that they are making an impact in the lives of their friends. And listen, the ultimate positive connection is people feel connection and less loneliness and happiness. So how great is that? So I was back on the board of directors at around the time, this was about 30 years ago, when this program was formed. And I don't remember, the name now is Friend to Friend. It's been Friend to Friend for probably at least 20 years, but there was a different name when it was started. There were a couple reasons why the program started. At Jewish Big Brother Big Sister, we had been strictly a mentoring agency to provide one-to-one matches. What we found is that some of the kids who were quote-unquote graduating from the program needed, I would say, more connection and more companionship with the greater community. So that was one reason. Another reason was that a lot of the kids in the program had older siblings who had some sort of disability. So it was thought at the time by the then leadership of the agency, wouldn't it be a lovely service to provide this? It's kind of like mentorship, but it's friendship, because when one is an adult, they're not looking to be mentored, they're looking to have a friend.
Friend to Friend is part of Jewish Big Brother Big Sisters. And in Jewish Big Brother Big Sisters, we have our children's program and our Friend to Friend program. Our children's program matches bigs and littles in more of a mentoring kind of role. And then our Friend to Friend program matches adults that have disclosed they have a disability, mild to moderate, with volunteer friends.
So in the traditional Big Brothers Big Sisters program, there's like a big and a little. The big's the volunteer, the little is who's being served. In our program, it's both adults, so it's two adults, meeting each other on equal ground. One of those adults just happens to have disabilities. And together, we match them in what we call a friendship.
They can be matched in either the community program or the Magic Model program. Our community model is we match them based on best fit in a one-to-one pair, and we support them throughout their match together, and they do things just depending on their common interests.
We also have an option where people can meet at supervised group events that happen every month.
It just stands for monthly activity group in the community. We match them with a one-to-one best fit friend, but they're now part of a bigger group.
Hi, I'm Trisha, and I joined Friend to Friend in November 2023, and I joined mostly because, my mom, who isn't around here, she lives a bit far. She was like, Trisha, you need some friends. You need you need some people to talk to. You can keep an eye on them, they can keep an eye on you. So I applied, and they let me in, so here I am.
I was also in the same boat, or a similar boat. I had just graduated college, and I was struggling with the job at the time that I was with, like integrating socially. And similar to Trisha, my mom had recommended that I seek alternative opportunities to get to know other people, and also to learn how to be a better friend, just in general, and learning those skills. So after actually contacting Jewish Big Brother Big Sister, I was inclined to actually move forward with the application process in the hopes that I'd keep being more involved and getting to push my limits and my comfort zone, I guess.
I wanted to join the program because I had just moved to Boston from Wisconsin, and I didn't really know anyone at the time. Me and my husband didn't have any friends at that time in the area, so it was a chance to get involved in, you know, the community and meet not only Melanie, but my friend, but as well as a bunch of other friends, and it's just an automatic kind of group of friends that you get to join.
I joined magic program because I heard from a good friend of mine, and I want to do it because to meet other people and very nice organization.
Because we just conducted about a year-long study that measured these outcomes, and I'm very proud to report that the impact that has been the positive impact that's been received by both the volunteer friends as well as the adult friend participant has been tremendous.
They conducted a survey both with our adult with disabilities participants along with our adult volunteers, and we got some really great results from those surveys.
For our volunteers and our participants, the Friend-to-Friend program really decreased their sense of isolation and increased their sense of belonging in the community.
We saw a really positive outcome when it comes to loneliness and a sense of belonging and a sense of community. All of those things, you know, loneliness went down when people were in Friend-to-Friend, and a sense of belonging, a sense of community was really strong with both our volunteers and with our participants. And
one of my favorite time together is that we did part of magic program is going to Fenway Park tour and parties as well.
Yeah, that was a great memory. Yeah, I have a couple, but I think one of my favorite memories was the event where we all kind of met up together, and then we got to go off with our friend in Copley Square, I think it's called. And Melanie took me to one of her favorite restaurants. It was a Chinese restaurant, and we ate dinner together, and then we met up with the group and all had ice cream together. Yeah, that was a great event.
I'd say the pottery was fun.
Yeah, that's been a fan favorite for sure, besides boba, I would say.
Oh yeah, the boba tea was very good.
Yeah, we actually, we both enjoy the same things for the most part. I'd say nature, museums, and or just sitting down and talking. Those are all things that, I don't know. Do you agree?
Yeah, I think we also both like anime and and geeky things.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to be a nerd.
So in addition to being the clinical director of Friend-to-Friend, I started my experience with Friend-to-Friend as a volunteer in the Magic program. And even though I've had wonderful stories, I could probably, I'd have to pick one. The one that's the closest to my heart is with my actual friend when I was matched in the Magic program. We were matched before I had children, and so once I became pregnant, we no longer were part of the Magic program, but I still keep in touch with her. Birthdays, we get to see each other. We usually go out to eat. She's met my family. I've met her family, her dog, and we really have I've seen her grow through the years, and she's seen me grow through the years. It's been about 16 years since I've known her.
So I really enjoy having the monthly get-together. So, especially because it feels like a set thing. We actually go and do it. I have other friends, but they're always running around so busy, and because we don't have a set time to see each other, sometimes it falls by the wayside, and it feels a little sad. But I really like being able to see Alex.
It's exciting to also know that I'm working with someone, and I'm just with someone that just enjoys me for me. I think that's always a big thing, and Trisha's always willing to listen, and that's something that I always need. I always need someone to kind of bounce ideas off of, and I think this entire program has really helped me understand how my presence may affect others. So I think I've really benefited from like meeting with Trisha and just also getting to know other people in the program itself.
So one challenge that we face, or at least that I face, is that we aren't able to serve every adult with disabilities. That can be hard sometimes, having those conversations with guardians or even with the adults with disabilities themselves and letting them know that we aren't the right program for them. However, whenever I am faced with that challenge, I always try to at least point them in a direction where hopefully they can continue to find, services that are better fit for them. Because the truth is, if they were to join our program, we just wouldn't really be able to even offer them what they're looking for. But nonetheless, that can be a challenge because people maybe have an idea of what we're able to do that we can't do for them, and breaking that news can be challenging. Another challenge we face with the friend-to-friend program is sometimes getting the adult with disability friend and the volunteer friend on the same page with things like scheduling or planning or really just expectations. A great thing we offer to volunteers, and I think it's a reason that a lot of volunteers come to us, is we're just asking for them to find time once a month in their schedule to meet with their friend for anywhere from 2 to 3 hours. That is the expectation that our program sets for matches. However, sometimes when people are really connecting, especially adults with disabilities, they might want more from their friend than what that guideline and what that policy is. So that can sometimes be a challenge. It's just making sure everyone remembers the policies of friend-to-friend and sets their expectations accordingly.
Friend to Friend is part of Jewish Big Brother Big Sisters, but in the word Jewish Big Brother Big Sisters, there's no mention or there's no way of knowing that we also serve adults with disabilities in the community. So I think getting the word out to volunteers and to future participants, that's been a little bit of a challenge. And so we really just, spreading the word through word of mouth, but also when we talk about Jewish Big Brother Big Sisters, we talk about now that we have a mentoring program for bigs and littles, and we have a friendship program for adults with disabilities.
I have none of bad memories, except one of my party pumpkin that I did. It got killed in the kiln, but my better friend Kylie gave me hers.
Tay and I both had pumpkin, so we didn't need to. Melanie could have one of ours. Yeah, no bad memories. I just say, sometimes we live in Medford, and it's during the week it can be up to 40 minutes to an hour drive. So the traffic sometimes it's always kind of a negative to get there, but then the second we get there, we're so happy we're there and got out, and because it's just a reason to kind of get out of the house sometimes.
Negative? Not maybe negative.
No.
I would say I find it difficult sometimes, I guess, to consistently reach out to Trisha and to be on top of things. They are usually more consistent and more on top of organization and planning and such than I am. So that would be the one area that I kind of lack. I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't say negative. I'd say more that I usually end up doing the planning, and that's okay. That's okay. But we all have our strengths and weaknesses, and that's really fine. Honestly, it helps me get out of my comfort zone sometimes, because I actually have my own struggles, like calling people on the phone or just doing things like that, because I don't know, it's just the anxiety I get sometimes. But this has been very helpful for that, and
be more communicative on my end is like something that I'm also able to work on, because I would say that's like the one thing that I struggle with. So Trisha's been pretty instrumental in ensuring that things are set up and ready to go.
Yeah, I guess I'm a little particular.
It is a very nice organization to be part of it if you want to have a big brother or a big sister.
Yeah, I would agree. I would recommend joining, especially if, you know, it's very low maintenance. You don't have to do a lot of planning. Everything's organized for you, which is awesome, and just a chance to, you know, you and your friend just have to show up essentially, which is great.
Say yes, I would agree. You know, if it appeals to you, then yes, I would have to say absolutely join. I would say that you do have to be willing to make the commitment to see your friend, and you know, if there are any issues, you need to be able to talk to talk to your friend about it, but also talk to your
the mentor
or the coordinator.
And
just to be able to, you know, be open and be honest and be willing to try new things.
Right. I mean, if that's, I especially think in this time that we're in, think like the people that I see around me, similar to me or whatnot in age, it's very clear to me that friends are not as easy to make, especially after you leave college, or it's not as just available to you. That's the real that's a reality that I did not understand at first, and I'm still trying to understand. And I think this program enables that to be a possibility again, which is not something you really have in other areas. So that's one thing I'd say, like, if you want to join it because this is going to promote not only yourself, but the ability to go beyond your comfort zone, as Tricia said, and meet more people.